In this video, I'm going to break down 7 behaviours of successful clients that I have found from working with people online and in person. So if you're watching this video and you are listening to some of these behaviours and you're thinking, oh, these aren't me at all, I couldn't do these, slow down, because most of these clients, 99% of them, did not come to me with all these behaviours working well at once. So some people come, they're training quite well, their execution is good, but they need more of a hand on the nutrition side of things, and we've dialed that in a lot more. And then some people come to me, they just have no structure at all. So they're in the gym, but there's no plan. They don't have a clue about nutrition, and we have to build from the ground up. So I've worked with people from all different starting bases. So don't panic if you watch this video and some of these behaviours don't resonate with you yet. The great thing is these behaviours can be learned and have been learned by my own clients. So number 1 is they communicate and they're open and honest. So people that I've worked with in person or online, they're good at communicating. They let me know what's going on in their day-to-day life. They let me know if they're struggling a bit with the plan. Maybe there's some exercises in there that aren't going too well. Maybe they're struggling with something this week, and that allows me to help them and adapt. But if you're working with an online coach and things aren't going well, and you decide, oh no, I better not tell the coach, he'll be mad at me or he'll shame me. I don't do that here at all. The people that communicate openly and honestly and understand, there will be points of the journey where they're struggling and points where they're absolutely crushing it, get the best result. Number 2 is they complete their check-ins on time, consistently, and they do the daily actions required to make progress. So a big part of coaching with me is a weekly check-in, and that sets the tone straight away for how the relationship is going to go. So if you're maybe missing check-ins or thinking they're not that important, already you're lowering the standards for yourself and what is required. And then the daily actions are things like daily weigh-ins, depending on the person. Some people do 2 to 3 times a week. It's tracking the food, it's getting the gym sessions in, and the people that consistently do those actions over time, even when they don't feel like it, always get a great result. 3 is implementing the feedback that's given to them from either their weekly check-in or just during the week as we're chatting. So there's no point signing up with a coach and you get the check-in back to you and you don't watch it, you don't implement any of the feedback. You kind of think, oh, I'll just go ahead and do my own thing. So the clients that are the most successful, they listen, they take the feedback on board, they ask the questions too. Sometimes they push back and they say, look, I don't know, is this for me? And then we can have an open dialogue about it. Number 4, they send on form videos so we can tweak their exercise execution. So a lot of people are going to the gym before they come to me. They're not recording their sets. They think they're doing their exercises okay, and then once we start looking at video feedback and we start tweaking things, they realize there's a whole different ball game to this stuff. So if you're going to the gym and you're not recording your sets, or you're with a coach and you're not sending them on any videos, you really are doing yourself a disservice, because you're missing out on a lot of the benefits. And ultimately my approach is, if you're not recording yourself, if you're not learning, you're not looking back at what you're doing, how can you expect to improve? Number 5, they understand fat loss is just the beginning of the journey, and too many people think, oh, I'll just do this in 6, 12 weeks and then I'll be set for life. But the good clients that get a great result that they maintain understand that fat loss is just the beginning of the journey. The behaviours, the mindset, how we approach fat loss is inherently not supposed to be sustainable, because you're not going to be losing fat forever. But it's the phases after that, the reverse diet, the maintenance phase, the lean bulk phase, the performance phase, where clients get even more value and they learn to implement some of the habits from the fat loss phase, and then they learn the habits to maintain that result for life. So if someone comes to me, I don't want them coming in 6 weeks and then they're gone again, and they haven't had the time to learn the behaviours, learn the habits, learn all about nutrition training, so that they can implement that for the rest of their life and maintain the result. Number 6 is they're adaptable. The good clients understand that work is sometimes going to go to shit. Sometimes you're not going to sleep well. You're going to have sometimes bad weeks and bad months, and it's all about how can they adapt? How can we tweak things? How can we maybe reduce the sessions if things aren't going so well, reduce the length of them, the time, give them small mindset tips to help navigate these periods, but also during like a really good period when they've got more energy, we can push things on a bit more. They understand they can adapt in this period too, do a little bit more in those times. But ultimately, how they adapt is I try and instill this into all my clients from the get-go, and that's the most important thing. When life gets busy, when work goes to shit, what are you going to do about it? And obviously I help everybody navigate these challenges too. And if you're finding any of this useful, click the link in the description and you'll find out exactly what my clients are doing to get great results. Number 7, and this is probably the most important skill that I help clients to learn, and it's getting back on track as quickly as possible after a social event or after an illness, and reducing the time that it takes to get back into things. And the people that just hit the ground running straight away, maybe they take a day off after a social event, they're a little hungover, they're a little bit tired. Obviously illness, sometimes people need a little bit of recovery, but it's getting right back into it and not having a week, 2 weeks go by and then all of a sudden it's so hard to catch up on yourself. So hopefully you found these tips useful and you can implement some of them yourself.